welcome back to CharlenaMarieLifestyle. Today we're going to have a great video. We're going to talk about one of my favorite things, plants. You know, if you follow me on Instagram, or even I have a whole video on YouTube dedicated to plants. I'm going to pop it right here. So I just wanted to let you guys know that my plants are doing very well. I did have one particular plant to actually die. It was a fiddle leaf fig. I did do some research and I believe I overwatered the plant, but it was the planter that I had it in, and I believe it developed root rot. So I will try my hand at that particular plant again. But today we're going to get into a plant update video on how my plants are doing and how I actually take care of my plants. I've been doing something new. If you're interested, just keep watching. You guys, I know you always have a box in the background. I know. I can't stop getting deliveries. It's just my thing. But I am redoing my second office, and so I've been getting things pertaining to that. But I'll save that for a whole nother video. So you guys, before we head into my kitchen, I want to talk about something that I have been taking over the last several days, and it's really been helping me to actually focus, to be able to get one task done at a time and feel less overwhelmed. It's called Magic Mind. So I've really been enjoying this product. I've really been enjoying this product. So what do I like about this product? It's a matcha. I have never had a matcha before. This is my first time, but I actually like it. If you don't know, I do drink a smoothie every single day, right? So I do have my smoothie, but before or after I have my smoothie, I've been taking this matcha. Okay, and so it helps you to focus. And you know, I have a full-time career job. I am a YouTuber. I am a lifestyle influencer. And so my plate is very full. Sometimes when I have 10,000 things to do at one time, it becomes overwhelming for me because I'm a perfectionist, right? What I like about this product is the natural herbs. I do take herbs. And so this product was really great for me. So when this brand reached out to me, it was actually a no-brainer for me to try this product, and I'm actually in love. I love it because it really has helped me to become more calm. And this product has a specific ingredient called ashwagandha, which is an herb, and it really helps to decrease your stress levels. And in real life, I have a stressful job, and just life itself can be stressful, and we all suffer from some type of anxiety, stress, especially when things get tough, right? This little thing, it helps. It really does. So I've really been enjoying this product. I highly recommend you guys to try this product. You can click my link in the description box, so you guys can use my discount code Charlena20 to get 20% off your first order of Magic Mind. Now we're in my living room. No, we're in my dining room. Why did I just say living room? We were just in my living room. Like, really, Stephanie? Really? So we see here I have the Z plant. So you guys, I've been bottom watering my plants, and when I say I see an overall difference in the health and frequency that I have to water my plants in between, I'm definitely in love. We're going to go into my kitchen. We're going to bottom water the plants. You will see how easy the process is. Now, it does take some time to transport all of the plants into the kitchen, into the sink, but for the beauty of it all, and I really only have to do it every 2 weeks, it's really worth it, especially when you have a continuous, beautiful, living part of nature just growing in your home, and it looks so aesthetic and healthy. it's definitely worth it. And so I'm here for it. And also behind me I have burning, if you can see, I have my Jo Malone pomegranate Noir candle going in my home. It smells so luxurious. If you guys have never had a Jo Malone candle, you need to get you one. It's like bomb. So you guys, watering your plants properly is really essential to having beautiful, healthy plants. But to me, bottom watering your plants is the easiest way to water your plants and not worry about over watering your plants. So thing one, or tip one I should say, is when you're bottom watering your plants, place them in the sink, and I leave the plants in the sink for 20 minutes. Why I choose 20 minutes is because it's sucking the water from bottom upward, so it's giving the plants an opportunity to really drink all of the water that it needs. Place the plant on a tray, right, and let any excess water then drain off before I place them back into the pot. The plant what do you call it, pot that's in the sink, which you're going to see, already has holes in the bottom, so any excess water can easily drain out. I noticed that literally I'm only watering the plants, you know, once a week. Before I had to water some plants literally daily, and that's because it was not getting the amount of required hydration, hence water, that it needed. And so it was really kind of stunting its growth. As you can see, it looks like a whole tree behind me here. This plant here has been doing wonderfully. Yeah, well, no, it's not that dry, but it's a little dry. But it's been doing so well since it's been bottom fed. This up. Okay, so just zoomed you in, but so here, as you can see, I have holes in the bottom of this plant pot. Woo. Didn't mean to do that. But anyway, I have holes down there. So what happens is the water, any excess water, it just drains right out. But I make sure it drains right out into the sink. That way there's no stagnant water, there's no overflow of water, or the plants being overwatered, hence root rot. That's how root rot really occurs, when you've given your plant too much water, but then there's water sitting at the bottom of the pot or at the bottom of the tray, and it's not drinking it. So it's absorbing into the root of the plant and eventually rotting the root of the plant out. So if you rot the root of anything out, what's going to happen? It's going to die. So that's what we're going to do today. It's pretty time consuming because I have multiple plants, but I don't mind doing it every couple weeks. And then too, sometimes I'll just, you know, if I'm not busy or if I think about it, I'll start doing it throughout the week and just do a couple plants at a time. That way, when it's time for me to water the plants or put the plants in the sink, some of them are already done, because each plant needs to sit for 20 minutes, like I said before. But it's a, you know, very good process to do. Okay, you guys, so as you can see now, my sink, I don't know if you're able to see, but my sink is maybe filled maybe with a third of water. But the key is, it depends on how tall your flower pots are, really. I usually fill my sink with a third of water. And also, while we're here, I have my plant scissors, I like to call them, or pruning shears. I bought these from Amazon. I've had them for maybe a year. I like them a lot. They were under 20 bucks. But the key of healthy plants too is assuring that you have pruning shears. So it's almost like the saying, one bad apple spoils the bunch, right? One bad leaf can cause your whole plant to become diseased, can also attract undesirable insects. Even though I don't have any problems with insects, I've never had really a problem with insects with my indoor plants. Also, you never want to just hold on to a leaf such as this here. Ah! Okay, that was not supposed to happen, but it did. Let me turn it around. Let me see if I can spin the camera a little bit. Okay, so this is what I'm trying to show you guys. This plant is very full, but there's one leaf here, and it needs to come off. So that's where my pruning shears come in. I just cut it off. This is how it looks, and it's very important to make sure any leaves that are not beneficial, even if it looks sick, I cut it off, because no worries, plants will grow leaves tremendously fast as long as you keep them watered, not overwatered, and make sure that your plant is properly placed in an area designed for the appropriate lighting. If it's low light, you don't want to give it direct light. If it's bright light, you don't want to give your plant indirect light. You want to place your plants in a place where it gets sufficient light. And if you have a home with limited windows, or a room with limited windows, you want to get a low light, easy to care for plant. That way it's not suffering from not getting enough natural sunlight. You can buy artificial lights. I personally don't have any artificial lights. I get great sunlight in this home. I do have multiple windows, but overall you want to listen to the instructions of your plant. You never want to go against that. If your plant is saying that it needs a lot of light, it needs a lot of light. Even if it does grow, it may not be thriving at its full potential. This plant is doing really well, and then when I sit it back into its regular pot, it still has a way to drain any excess water. So I never have to worry about any water just sitting in the plant. Sometimes you can think water has completely drained, but as you can just see, more water came off of this plant, okay? So we want to keep that in mind. Okay, so I do have just a little low light on in my kitchen nook, but this is my cheese plant. It does need to be bottom watered, but I just wanted to show you that it's definitely doing very well. Very full, very healthy. It does need to be repotted, so that will be taken care of soon. But just overall, I haven't watered this plant in at least 2.5 weeks, probably maybe about 2 weeks since I've been bottom watering, and that's what I really enjoy, because a lot of times when I'm just watering my plants regularly without bottom watering, it needs water more so constantly, I would say. So if you have not tried it, make sure to try it. Okay, so now you see I have a different batch of plants in my sink, and I'm going to let these also sit 20 minutes, and then I just keep rotating the plants. So this is how you bottom water your plants. Like I said before, when you have plants this big, I recommend you sit them in the sink for about 20 minutes. And then make sure that they drain properly. But you will notice a different healthy state of your plant because of the way the water is being sucked into the bottom of your plant. Okay, so I'm going to give you an update too on a new plant that I've got. I need to bottom feed that plant to water, I should say, and I will, but I want to show it to you guys because initially the plant was outside, but I brought the plant in, so let's go check it out. You guys, I forgot the name of this plant. I think it's like a pink lady or something of that sort. I did get this plant on clearance at Home Depot, and initially it was not growing that well, I'm going to say. I was keeping it watered regularly. It wasn't until I started bottom feeding this plant I saw a tremendous sprout of growth. So what I can say, like I said before, that bottom watering your plants does really work, and it just looks so pretty. Look at that. So this plant has definitely done a 180. This is the, what is it called? Peace lily. This peace lily was nowhere near as full as it is now. Bottom watering has definitely catapulted the growth of this peace lily, and it's doing so well. Shout out to the peace lilies. It does need to be repotted into a bigger pot. That will be happening soon. Let me know if you guys want a repotting video. Okay, let me know down in the comments and I'll get that video done for you guys. But this definitely needs to be repotted. I'm definitely here for the growth of this peace lily. All right, this is the new star of the show. I have this placed in front of my fireplace. It's called a ponytail plant. And I had this initially placed outside on my sunroom, but now since it's getting cold outside, I brought it in probably about a month ago. And it's really doing well in this spot. I will be bottom watering this plant as well. I haven't bottom watered this plant yet, but it was doing very well outside. And it has transitioned inside. It has gotten acclimated to being in this spot. My whole house once again gets a lot of light, and this plant does require quite a bit of indirect light, but you can tell when there's new foliage growing because it's very, very green. So you can see the old leaves are just kind of like one color green, and then the new leaves or foliage is like a lime green. And like I said, there's, to me, nothing like beautiful greenery from nature. Like, it just makes a world of difference as far as decor is concerned. So I'm definitely here for the greenery. But this is the, what do you call this? Mother tongue. I love this plant. It's huge. It's over 5 feet. And it is the star of the show. To me, I definitely have not bottom watered this plant because it's just too big to even move. It's just humongous. So what I do for this plant is normally I look to see what needs to be trimmed off. I use my pruning shears to cut off any dead foliage. Then I take a huge picture, water the plant until water starts to drain in this drain catcher thingy. Once I see that, I stop. I do not remove the water out of here because it usually sucks the water out of here up, and that's a form of way of me bottom feeding this particular plant. But it's very healthy, doing very well. It's been in this spot for about 2 years, and I just leave it because I think it likes it here. But this thing is pretty big, massive. It's taller than me, literally. This plant is probably about 5'7". We do not want to leave this aloe plant out of the picture. I did place this on my console table. It's doing really, really well, and I will bottom feed this plant as well. So I have like 1,000 more plants to bottom water. Joking, but I'm serious. So I'm going to get to it. But things I want you to take away from this video is: 1, make sure your plant is receiving the proper amount of water. 2, make sure that you are not overwatering your plant or they will die, such as my fig tree. 3, make sure you have a proper utensil, such as the plant cutter or pruning shear to cut dead foliage off your plant. I don't care what, your plant will not thrive and reach its full potential if you're not trimming what's dead. You will immediately know what's not good for your plant because it will turn brown, yellow, wilt. It will be a no-brainer that is not doing any good for your plant. Okay? Make sure your plant is getting the proper light. There has been times where I've had a plant in a certain room and I moved it to a different area, because if it's not receiving the proper amount of light, believe me, the plant will let you know, because it'll look kind of limp. Even if you've given it the right amount of water, you'll see it start to yellow. Oh, that brings me to something else. Sometimes when your plant yellows, it's not that the leaves are dying. It means it's not receiving the right. Let's start over. Sometimes when your plant is yellowing, it's not that you are not giving it enough water or it's being overwatered. It's because it's telling you, hi, I need more light. So check the little thingy that comes on your plant. If your plant doesn't have one of those directional things that tells you, or if your plant doesn't come with one of those instructional stickers on how to care for it, look it up online. See how to care for your plant. 9 times out of 10, it needs more light. If you're in a position where you're like, hey, well, this is the best I can do for light for that plant, rotate your plant. Rotating your plant will make sure that each section is getting a certain amount of light. That too is crucial in growth. I'm telling you, even though it sounds like I just said a lot, it's really simple. Caring for a plant is almost caring for a little baby, because a baby can't tell you what it needs. A plant can only show you, just like a baby would cry and whine. Your plant tells you through its leaves what it's needing. Also, make sure to click the link in my description box for Magic Mind. Use my discount code, which is Charlena20, and once again, it's going to be in my description box. You won't regret buying the Magic Mind matcha. Like I said, it really helps you focus. I really like the earthy taste. Also, if you do not like Magic Mind, you receive 100% of your money back, no questions asked. It's a natural nootropic and I'm here for it, okay? And easy to transport, only 2 ounces, very small. Put it in your purse, put it in your book bag, put it in your pocket even. It's very, very small. So if you have any questions regarding plants, please leave it down below in the comments section. I will be sure to answer that as well. Like I said, I'm a new plant mom, but I'm becoming pretty seasoned. I'm going to say I'm becoming seasoned, because just because something doesn't go right with the plant, you learn. You research and you learn. And as you can see, my plants are doing pretty well. My plants are doing pretty well. If you follow me on Insta or even in my YouTube videos, you'll know all my plants are real and they're doing well. And now you know why. So if you choose the bottom feed, if you have bottom water, if you have been bottom watering, please let me know. Let me show you one more product before we end this video. This is indoor plant food. So usually in the summer and the spring, I use that indoor plant food by Miracle-Gro for my plants as well, and it's liquid. So I use the liquid because there's no mixing. You never have to guess how much you're supposed to give your plant. You can just use the instructional section on the plant food and it tells you. I'm not going to say, oh, I do it twice a year, 3 times a year. No, I don't know how many times you're supposed to do it, but I do it once a year, because truth be told, I can't have a million trees because my plants are getting pretty big. So I can't have a million trees in the house at one time, right? You guys, like, share, and subscribe. Welcome to CharlenaMarieLifestyle. See you guys next week. Bye.